Yeah, so the brother you see here on the screen, um, the brother to your far left, that's the brother Imas. He's been in the truth for a while. He's dealing with that same guy from the previous video. And he asked that dude, the wacky tacky Christian with the zeal but no knowledge, he asked him to read the book of Acts, the 2nd chapter, the 5th verse. And let's take a look and see what happens.
Unsanctified. He understood it. Peter understood. It wasn't a mystery to Peter. He understood that. But I really would like for you to read the chapter that you called and read that 5th verse for me and tell me what that means. The Acts, the 2nd chapter, and the 5th verse. You don't want to read that?
He said,
just read it and tell me what it means.
Acts chapter 2, verse 5. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
So there were Jews out of every. What does that mean?
There were Jews out of every nation.
So he asked him, what does that mean? And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now, the key word there is Jews. Now, if you know the history, right, you would know that that's talking about Israelites, because back then you had 3 predominant tribes. You had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and they were collectively called Jews. Now, you even had, and the phone at the jam on that one. Now, you even had a scattering of the Israelites even back then. And we get a clue from the book of James, the 1st chapter, when James wrote his letter to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. But the predominant tribes that you had back then that were being called Jews was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They were collectively called Jews. Okay? This is not talking about any of the other nations mixed up in there. No, these were Israelites of the respective tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, that were collectively called Jews. Now, it's evident that the guy that Imas is dealing with, he doesn't know that history. That's why we say he has a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Let's listen some more.
Yeah.
Out of heaven, that came to the day of Pentecost. So Jews were getting.
One second.
Listen,
so when it lists,
you're not going to tell me 1 second.
He doesn't even understand. He doesn't even understand the term Jews. Okay, the way that I broke it down to you just now, going back to the history, you had 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, collectively called Jews. He doesn't know that. He doesn't understand that. All right, the guy that's getting all emotional, that's coming unglued. All right, let's go back and watch it again. Let's watch it again.
There were Jews out of every nation.
Yeah.
Out of heaven, that came to the day of Pentecost. So Jews were getting.
Hold on, 1 second.
Listen,
so when it lists,
you're not going to tell me 1 second. I'm on my mic, man. I can do what I want.
I'm on my mic, man. I can do what. He's coming unglued. He's becoming frustrated. All right, because he doesn't have the understanding. He doesn't have the knowledge. He has a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Just like the Apostle Paul said, I bear them record they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. If he had the knowledge, he would have gave the brother a straightforward answer, who asked him a straightforward question. He would have told him who the Jews were. He would have broke down the term Jews. It's talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi of the nation of Israel that were collectively called Jews, and they were scattered among every nation, like it says, under heaven. I mean, it's not complicated. But see, he was at a disadvantage. The guy, Imas is talking to, he was at a disadvantage because he doesn't know the history.
You're right. This is what I'm saying is clearly, yeah, there were.
And what proves that he's frustrated is, this is my mic. I can do whatever I want, like a little kid, you know. This guy's a little bugged out, man. But that's why we call you guys wacky, tacky Christians. This is a perfect example why we call you dudes wacky, tacky Christians. You're wacky and you're tacky, and you don't know the history. Okay, you have a zeal, but not according to knowledge.
Jews out of every man. I'm not disagreeing with you. The point I'm disagreeing with you is you think.
Yeah, you're not disagreeing because it's clearly evident in the scriptures, but you don't understand what it means. Devout Jews out of every nation under heaven. It's clear you don't understand what that means because you don't know the history. Okay? You don't know the history. If you did, you would have recited it. If you knew the history, as soon as the brother asked you that question, you would have came with the answer using the history. But you don't know the history.
It means just Jew in the Bible. You just think
that's not what
let's say that again.
what I want.
Fair,
So
you're right.
this is what I'm saying is clearly, yeah, there were Jews out of every man. I'm not disagreeing with them. The point I'm disagreeing with you is you think Greek means just Jew in the Bible.
Yeah, you have something called, now he mentioned, this guy here, he mentioned the term Hellenist. Again, he doesn't understand that the term Hellenist is defined as a Greek-speaking Jew, all right, as in a Greek-speaking Israelite. Like case in point, the Apostle Paul, let me show you something real quick. If you go in the book of, what is that, Romans 11, the Apostle Paul tells you his nationality, right? Romans 11, the first verse. I say then, have God cast away his people? God meaning the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. God forbid, meaning no. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So here we learn Apostle Paul's nationality. That's him speaking there. We learn his nationality, which is an Israelite. Yet he was able to speak Greek. Okay, let's go to Acts 21:7 or 37. So what would that make Apostle Paul? A Greek-speaking Jew, okay? A Greek-speaking Jew. So the Hellenists were Greek-speaking Jews, okay? Let's go to Acts 21:37. It says, and as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, the chief captain said, canst thou speak Greek? So the chief captain was a little surprised that the Apostle Paul was able to speak Greek, being a Hebrew, being an Israelite. He was able to speak Greek. So the term Hellenist, when you look up the term Hellenist, you'll see the definition, Greek-speaking Jews, as in Israelites that spoke Greek. And I gave you an example with Apostle Paul. He was an Israelite. He clearly said in Romans 11 chapter, for I also am an Israelite. But then here in Acts, he's able to speak Greek. Okay? So this proves the point. And again, this guy, he doesn't know the history. He's not well informed on the history. That's his problem. And he's a little emotional. Okay? That's why he's coming unglued. Okay? You should learn how to control his emotions.
Oh, that's not what I mean.
Where in the Greek, where it's saying clearly
it
a
says
Hellen.
In Hellenist, yes.
Yeah, you disagree. You just say, oh, it's a Jew.
No,
it's a Jew, and I want it to be a Jew.
No, it's not. I want it to be a Jew. It's a Jew. It's it's an Israelite. All right. When it mentions Hellenists, it's talking about the Israelites that spoke Greek. They were called Hellenists or Hellene. Case in point, Timothy's father, it is written Timothy's father was what? A Greek. Was that Timothy's father true nationality? The answer is no. His true nationality was an Hebrew Israelite, Timothy's father, that spoke Greek. And by the way, Greek is not a true nationality anyway. Even the Greeks, the ones that call themselves Greeks, they were Edomites. They were Edomites. The Edomites started calling themselves Greeks after they conquered that land and conquered those people, which were of the seed of Japheth. And the phone had to chime on that one, which were of the seed of Japheth. They took on the name Greek. And that's pursuant to the book of, Psalms, the 49th chapter. Let's read that. Psalms 49:11. This is what the Edomites did. They conquer land, they conquer those people of the land, and then they take on their names. And the term Greek goes really back to the seed of Japheth. That's why you have some Israelites that believe that Esau is Japheth. They don't go back far enough to the history. Psalm 49:11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, their dwelling places to all generations. They're talking about the Edomites. They call their lands after their own names. There you go. So when they took over that mass of land, that land mass, right, they started calling themselves Greeks. Okay, and then later they started calling themselves Romans. And mind you, both term Greek and Roman goes back to the seed of Japheth. But are they of the seed of Japheth, the Edomites? The answer is no. Okay? They're of the seed of, you had three sons. You had Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? The sons of Noah. The Edomites are not of the seed of Japheth. The Edomites are of the seed of Shem. They're Shemites. Just like us Israelites, we're Shemites. Okay? So again, when they conquered those lands, they put their name on. They put the name on the lands, and they put that they changed their name from Edomites to Greeks, then later to Romans. Okay, so the point I'm making is there's a true nationality. There's not a true nationality as the Greeks. That's not a true nationality. That's not an organic nationality. The Greeks, the ones that were calling themselves Greeks, when beginning with Alexander the Greek, and then you had Ptolemy, the succession of Ptolemies, you had the 4 generals and all that. Those were Edomites that started calling themselves Greeks. And then later they started calling themselves Romans. Okay? So that's another point that can be made.
And when it disagrees with my doctrine,
I don't just disagree. Go to the verse in that.
Your doctrine, when it disagrees with my doctrine. Your doctrine is flawed, man. Your understanding is flawed, and your doctrine is flawed. This guy here. Anyway, on to the next one.